Shanghai Circuit. I am Flip Up Fish, and I have a co-commentator today.
Yeah, how's everybody doing? It's Fabregas 115, ready to go around Shanghai for WSR. What'd you say? Round 5 of season 3.
Yep.
Really looking
Yep.
forward to it.
Yep. All right. Take over with qualifying while I get the stream stuff out.
Yeah, we are here in China, Shanghai. First race in 2004. That was a Michael Schumacher win, setting a lap record as well. It was a 132.238. I'm assuming we're going to see that broken here in on the 2020 game. It's a 5.45 kilometer circuit. That's 3.38 miles, 16 turns around here. The back straight is 1.2 kilometers. That's going to give us great possibilities for overtaking, especially at the end of the track going down into turn 14 and 15 with that long DRS zone. Of course, 2018, Max and Seb had a little crash there at turn 14. Hopefully we won't be seeing any of that, but I'm really looking forward to a great race as we are just getting underway in qualifying here. It looks like Fenrique is the first one out. Thinking a 50% race here, a soft to hard compound might be the way to go. If anybody qualifies on the mediums, it might give them an extra long run at the beginning of the race, letting somebody go around him there. I believe that was Formula 4zan going around the outside just to get ready for his out lap to start. He wants to be the first one to put in a hot lap. Hopefully he doesn't get any traffic of people coming out of the pit lane as he does round to finish out and start his first hot lap of the day. A lot of really fast drivers in here. I was just looking down the, looks like Goldfinch, Burn It Down, COS Nicholas. They are all in the top 3 or 4 here. The Drivers' Championship. Of course, Flip Flop Fish alongside, I think, is sitting in second, but in the commentating booth today.
Yeah, to commentate because our official commentator, he had some issues, personal issues, so he could not commentate today. So I am commentating with Fab. And we got some new guys today. We got Lucas Serra, Alpamukt. They are 2 very quick drivers who will probably take the fight to Nicholas. And Forzan, actually, he joined for his first race in WSR today, too.
Well, looks like Forzan is the first one to go out on a hot lap. We're just going to ride on board with him. Hopefully he doesn't run into any traffic. I don't think. Maybe Sifi or ahead of him, or maybe Diego. Looks like maybe hold him up, but I think everybody's nice. A little bit of a rear end coming out there around turn 4. But we all know he looks really fast. I've seen Formula 4zan race quite a bit, and he's pretty quick around this track. Trying to go out on the mediums. We're going to see how his time goes and see if people setting times on soft, if he's going to have to change his strategy up just a little bit as he's starting around going down into to turn 7, 8, 9 sector. Really fast, twisty bit down into turn 9 and then 10. 11 and 12 are usually, you see a lot of congestion there. Great places to overtake, but at the same time you can really lose it, especially the rear end coming around here to the section where we see the beautiful stadiums and stands out there.
You can also invalidate through that section too, I think. On that one corner you can go wide. The game is very strict there as Forzan goes wide and Skill Shots gets by.
Oh yeah, Skill Shot, another very strong driver. He's on a hot lap as well, so that's definitely going to hurt Formula 4zan if he's let somebody by him. Hard braking zone down into turn 14. Want to get the apex perfect here so you can get as much out of this, and then probably turn 16 is where we're going to see the most invalidations, whether you either cut that corner or just go a little bit wide. Looks like he took that really well there, trying to get in the slipstream. I think he's going to try another hot lap here with the DRS open under the slipstream beside Skill Shot. Skill Shot's giving away to him, so very, very good etiquette there. So those guys are sitting 2 and 3 right now. Of course, they're the first 3 to put in a lap. Goldfinch with a really nice 129.6 there.
Yeah. Let's say pull time's probably going to be around the 129.2, 129.3 would be my guess. I think in Tier 2 is around a 30.2, so it's usually a second faster than Tier 2, so that's where I'm guessing it will be at.
Yeah, I'm assuming with the clouds, everybody's going to get around a little bit. Light clouds look out there, so maybe the track didn't get quite as warm as we would like it to be if it was really hot. But these guys are going to go around a couple times, and I think we're going to see start 129s. Pretty regular around here, sub 130s, once we get past the 5-minute mark left in qualifying, as that track does heat up, does let a little bit more grip, and then there's more rubber out there for guys to pick up and keep their a little bit more traction coming out of some of these turns. I've seen a couple guys, especially on these colder tires, letting the rear end out just a little bit.
Shoot.
So a little squirrely there, but everything looks to be good as Formula 4's ends completing his second lap. Just going to scroll down and see who else we see. It looks like CP had a little bit of an issue there.
So if I lost the rear coming out of the hairpin completely, and I think he got some wing damage, but he's just going to come into the pits and fix that. No issue there. Currently going to go on board with Diego ZC, who finished second last year in the championship. If he was there for the whole season, I think he would have beat me. He was extremely quick. Here he comes up to the line. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good time for him. Will it be pole position for Diego ZC? It will be a 29.5. Exactly 1/10 quicker than Goldfinch.
1/10 exactly. Very well done.
Don't think there's anybody on a lap. I know Pastor invalidated his lap, so qualifying's down for a little bit now.
On his way in.
Yeah, I know for the race. Yeah, Lucas Serra's on that lap. I know for the strategy, if there's a safety car, some guys might get off those softs real quick. They did it yesterday and put on the hards or the mediums. Because those softs, they really start to struggle after only a couple laps. You have to get off them real quick.
Yeah, you put 2 laps on a set of softs around here, and I guess what, maybe 6-7 laps maximum is what you really want to take them?
Yeah.
At the start of the race? Sure, you can stretch them to 8 or 9, maybe even 10 laps if they're, a nice pair. If you're outside of the top 10, of course, you can put on a fresh set of softs to start. Yeah, I think medium hard's probably the best way to go, soft to hard. But then again, safety cars, they always make a play, and they can change our strategy, so...
Yeah, the mediums were able to do around 17, 18 laps, so if people are really aggressive with the strategy, they might try to conserve their sauce for around 10 laps and go into the medium tires and take them to the end, but that is very difficult to do.
Yeah, I only see 2 guys out there that are trying to put times down on the mediums. You got Formula 4's end doing a 1:32. I don't know how happy he's going to be in 6th place. And then burn it down. He's finishing up his outlap, it looks like. Getting ready to come around in that McLaren here. Yeah, we'll stay on board with him, see what he can do as far as his first hot lap here on those medium tires.
Yeah, currently on board with Lucas Serra as he comes up to Sector 2, 50.5. I'm not sure if that's exactly good, but he's very smooth, the steering. Looks like a very quick driver. See what he can do. Got around 30 seconds left in his lap. Just stay on board with him, I guess.
Yeah, had a good exit out of 13. As long as you can maximize that and not get any slippage from the rear end, you're going to have a couple extra miles per hour, kilometers per hour here going on this long back straight with the DRS wide open. Really good apex there out of turn 14 and 15. As we are just going to finish along here in 16 as much as the track as possible. Don't cut too much corner. That was almost perfect.
Yeah, it was.
A little late on the power there, but really good time there with a 1:29.6.
Yeah, top 3 are only separated by just over 1/10 of a second. We got a decent gap to P4. It seems like guys are invalidating or they are not liking their laps.
Well, I think a lot of guys went out early on cold. I think they're going to switch their tires and go to put on a new set of softs, and the track's going to be a little bit warmer. I think Burn It Down kind of had the right idea to stay in the pits for a little bit and come out on the mediums a little bit later, about halfway through qualifying. So riding on board with him down the back straight here. DRS open, getting ready to do heavy braking zone right at about the 100 marker, maybe a little bit earlier. Depending on how warm your brakes are, maybe go a little bit later. Especially if you're in a slipstream, you want to go a little bit earlier. But as he's getting ready to finish, we'll see his time.
Yep, I'll go on board with Burning Down. He's going to finish the lap before I get to him. He goes on a 31.4. That isn't the greatest time. Skill shots on a 30.6. Is he on? Did he set his time on the mediums? No, he was on the softs.
Yeah, the 1:30.6 he set on the mediums. Maybe he's got an idea that he let off a little bit. Yeah, he said on the softs, I'm sorry. But he's on the mediums now, I'm sorry. Maybe he's got an idea that he thinks he can better his time on the mediums. That'd be very impressive.
Yeah. I'm going to go on board with Alpamut. Came up to the line. 30.5 on the mediums. That's a very good time, actually. I think he might be happy with his position. He might just stay. He might not go out on the softs if he thinks that's good enough. But with how competitive this field is, he might be outside the top 10 even with that time. So
if I could be in the top 10 on the mediums, I think I would stay there.
Yeah. Especially for an early safety car, because everybody will pit.
Yep. And then you might get lucky with a second safety car and put the hards on, take it for a long stint, and come in late for a pair of soft tires.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you feel like the hards and go.
Ooh, Goldfinch, 29-2.
Wow. Yeah, that was the times you were saying we're going to get close to here.
Mm-hmm.
So well done by that. Oh, Skill Shot just invalidated that lap, cutting one of the corners, rear end kind of stepped out on him a little bit. Wonder if he's going to go around again.
Yeah, we got Fried Potato coming up to the line now. Is he going to set? It's going to be a decent time for him with 29.9. Puts him in P4 right now. Goldfinch, he had a very good race last week, setting fastest laps, but unfortunately a late safety car derailed his chances of a win. But he has been seeming to improve as the season's gone along. I wouldn't be surprised if he won today. I think we got Diego on a lap, maybe? Let me see, Diego. Yeah, he's up half a hundredth, or to half a tenth. Be looking to put it on pole. This comes with the second sector split. He is up a tenth and a half. Could be pole.
Nobody in front of him give him a little slipstream. I think that's a little bit too far away. The other Ferrari in front of him.
Mm-hmm. As his teammate goes straight on for Zan.
Yeah, I think he wanted to just get out of the way of everybody there. That one in the racing point behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Switch back on here.
Diego's pitting. So maybe he didn't like his lap. Not really entirely sure what happened there, but got Safi here, the Colombian, who spun earlier in quali at this same corner, the hairpin. See what he can do. He's had a rough start to the season. And I think, yeah, oh, he's not aborting his lap. He's coming up to the line now, but it's not going to be an incredibly quick lap. 30.6 from Safi.
Yeah, I think he invalidated one of them and came around for a second one and just didn't have the ERS there at the end. So always unfortunate to see that.
Yeah, we got a. Seems like we have a field split with the softs and the mediums. Half the field going on the softs, half the field going on the mediums.
Yeah, looks like we've got Tay Pastor and Fike finishing up another lap on the medium tire. See if they can put in a decent time. We'll stay on board with the Renault for the moment. Around turn 13 here.
Yeah, to Pastor, he had a very good preseason race. Was looking like the guy was going to win, but unfortunately he crashed in that, and he has struggled ever since. Be looking to get his form back for this race, though. See what he can do. On the medium compound tires, thinking more about the race than quali. He comes up to the final corner. To Pastor, the Belgian driver. It is going to be a decent time on the mediums, a 31.0. Puts him in P11, so if I were him, I'd probably go out on the softs.
Yeah, I think he's got enough time to get back around and throw the softs on and get it out again. I see a lot of guys just sitting, and Goldfinch is now coming out for his out lap. I see a lot of guys sitting in the pits. I think they're just waiting to count this down to about, what, three minutes, and then go out and try to set it one more time.
Yep. Especially to Pastor. I think to Pastor should go out on the softs because he could get up to P5 if some of these guys currently on the mediums do not switch to the softs. So it's a good bet for him.
Pastor's going to have a decision to make. It looks like he's pushing. It looks like he's got enough ERS to get around almost to the end again, pushing pretty hard. I think he's going to abandon the lap after. He's happy where he is with, sitting in 11th. That's not terrible. And he can maybe put on the hards and make a weird strategy out of it. So always love to see that. Guys have many choices around this track as far as tire strategy, especially outside of the top 10.
Yep, and we got the Brazilian Fenrique coming up towards the line. See what he can do. It's a 30.5 for Fenrique. Right behind Alp, who did a 30.5 as well. So Fenrique second of the medium runners.
Yeah, very good times on those mediums. I guess we're probably going to see burn it down, come back out on those soft tires. I wouldn't want to see him come back out on the mediums again because you only get that one set in quali, and then doing 2 quali runs on those mediums kind of defeats the purpose of trying to start on them, I would think.
Yeah, because you wear them out too much.
Yeah, I think
You're right.
Goldfinch, he did not improve his time.
Let me see. Is he on his lap? Or I think he's on his lap.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see what his sector 1 split is. It's a very quick time actually from him. He's up already again.
Yeah, he sure is, just by, 100th there, 200th there, but, yeah, and he hasn't burned too much ERS, so this has to be his hot lap.
Yep.
Waiting to watch these guys, Diego, Lucas Serra, Fried Potato, and Baker. When are they going to come out of these pits?
Gonna be coming out pretty late.
Don't have much time left. Got to get around quick.
Don't want it to be like Italy 2019.
Oh, no.
And you really can't cut any corners either to get around, so.
No, too much grass around here to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily they put a stop to that this year, the 2020 race for the FIA. Said don't do that anymore. We did have a good race today in real life around Italy, around Monza, so very interesting.
Yeah.
I was glad to see a little shake up there. The first half of that race was kind of boring, to be honest. I kind of stopped paying attention. As soon as I saw a red flag, I said, let me get back on here and start paying attention some more. So it was really nice to see a little bit of change of pace.
Yeah. Seems like those engine modes really held up the Mercedes, the engine mode ban. Like, especially in traffic. And it felt like the drivers, they needed more skill to overtake. They just didn't overtake with the engine. They were making moves in the braking zone instead of on the straight.
Yeah, it did seem like that quite a bit. I mean, hard to follow in these cars, and they had overheating issues as well. As Goldfinch did come across the line and did improve by 2/10, so he's got a 129 flat. That's a really quick time around here. Hopefully he can translate that into the race and maybe do a fast lap like a 131 in there somewhere.
Yeah. I saw he messed up right after the corner after sector 2, the first corner. He had a little bit of oversteer moment, so I thought he wasn't going to improve, but he did by 2/10, so he even had some time left in that. He could have done a 28.
That would have been impressive, a sub 129. Oh, a little bit of a spin there from COS Nicholas. Just got on the curb a little bit and the rear end came around. I think he's trying to beat his time on these set of mediums here. That would be impressive, too, to do a sub 131 on the medium tires again. Get up there with Alpungmuk. Sorry if I mess up some guys' names here. And Enrique on the medium tires as well in the top 10. I think COS Nicholas is going to be the last guy to stay on board with, because I really want to get up to Diego and Lucas Serra here once this lap finishes and see if they can improve their times.
Yeah, currently on board with Diego. I didn't see his first sector split, but he didn't look bad. Diego, very good driver. Was set for, I think, a podium last week, but a late safety car caused him to get P6 or 7 because of penalties. Actually helped me out last week. I was in like P12 when the safety car came out. I finished P4 because I had no penalties in that race. A lot of guys picked up several penalties.
Just an update on Nicholas back there. He invalidated on the last turn, went a little bit wide. So he just pulled out and said, you know what, I will take where I'm at. And he's got free choice of tires. So,
yeah. He is the current championship leader by like 45 points. He has a huge lead. He's been dominant this season. Not just his race pace, but his racecraft. He hasn't picked up many penalties. Shouldn't be too big of a factor here, though. As Diego comes to the line, it's a 29.3 for him. We'll go on board with Lucas Serra. Coming up towards the line now. Lucas Serra slightly up. Burner down goes into P3. Lucas Serra coming up towards the line. It's going to be P3. He takes it back. Fried Potato.
Yeah, very
He's
nice
up on his lap, too.
Potato's going to have, he's getting ready to come down into turn 14 and 15 here. I don't know why they made this 2 turns, but it is.
Yeah, LSF1 Baker goes up to P5, but I think Fried Potato is going to take that back. Doesn't take the best line through the last corner. Cephi goes up to 5th. Fried Potato goes up to 4th. And we got Skill Shots coming up towards the line. Skill Shots goes P2! Came out of nowhere there. So that is
less than a second
quality.
between 1 and 8 here. In a very tight field between 4, 5, 6, and 7. All within 1 or 2 tenths of each other. So, well done in qualifying for these guys. If you don't mind, I'm just going to step away for 1 second and grab some water. I'll be right back before the start of the race.
So that was a very close quality, folks. Especially since we had some guys on mediums. I think the whole field could have been within a second. Really. We got Goldfinch on pole for 29-0. Very good pace from him. Skill shots in second. Diego in third. Fourth is WSR. Fifth, Fried Potato. Sixth, Burn It Down. Seventh, I'm Safai. Very good result from him. Eighth is Elf1 Baker. Ninth, Alpamut on the medium compound tire. And Enrique in 10th on the medium compound tire. And then 11th through 14th have free twisted tires. Formula Forzand, Tapastor, our championship leader Nicolas. Very difficult quality for him. And FIKV. So currently we've got a little bit of a bug here. Hopefully that will be fixed. Sometimes you just have to wait a few seconds for the timer to expire. Not expiring yet, so we might have to restart this. I am not sure. There we go. See, I told you it'd fix itself. So it's very interesting quality, very close between the top 10 drivers. Yeah. Currently waiting for Fab to get back from his water break, so we can talk about the race. But key takeaways are that Nicolas, our championship leader, by a healthy margin still, did not have a good quality. We got some guys on the medium compound tires. Here comes Fab. So we got something from Skill Shots here, Fab. Apparently he's intoxicated and he might not finish the race.
Oh, well, I can't say I don't know what that's like. Been there, done that.
Yeah, told me about an hour before he was, and I said I'll let him race. He's still got P2.
You still got P2,
Might be hallucinating a little bit, but he's still got.
Oh, that's alright.
Just hope he doesn't take out somebody.
Yeah, as long as he can keep his reaction times in check, and especially with the no ghosting on, it should be fun. If he can't get out of the way of somebody, that's going to be an issue. But
yeah, he says I don't feel good. Might not finish. Lol.
Well, here in the States, it is Labor Day weekend, so everybody's entitled to a. I know I've got a little pool party thing going tomorrow with some burgers and dogs, and we're going to shut the pool down after next week. So, looking forward to doing that tomorrow. I think I'm going to stay sober today.
Yeah, just wait for the formation lap to start. Yeah, yesterday I forgot to put on the formation lap for our Tier 2 race, so some guys were caught out and they stalled on the grid.
Oh wow, yeah, that's yeah, when you're expecting it and it doesn't happen, it's really tragic. But then sometimes it's okay if it's on and you don't expect it to be on, but when it's off and you're expecting it, it really can hurt you. We do see some pit stop strategies up there as we start the formation lap. Could be a two-stop strategy around here for some guys. If we don't see an early safety car and you see the leaders get away, they might actually prefer to do that two-stop strategies, two sets of soft, or maybe a mediums and then a soft run at the end, depending on how they feel. But
Yep. So we got Goldfinch in pole, second Skill Shots, but he is intoxicated. Third, Diego. Fourth, Lucasera. Fifth, Fried Potato. Sixth, Burn It Down. Seventh, I'm Safai. Eighth, Elf1 Baker. And then we got the guys on the mediums from 9th to 13th. We got Alpamut, Fenrique, Forzan, Tapastor, Nicolas, and we got FIKV, who did not settle up in qualifying. He'll be starting on the hards in 14th.
Yeah, I've definitely raced with Fike before, though. I know he's a very capable driver.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and I've seen a strategy like that from some people where they just don't really worry about qualifying. They'll put on whatever strategy they want, start from the back, try to avoid anybody in the big tussle. But in China, it's one of those weird ones because the run down to turn one isn't that long, and it's a very long braking into the turn. It's more like you're just downshifting instead of really braking hard, like let's say Bahrain or something. So really interesting how turn 1s and 2 go around here. It's really turn 3 that can really see mistakes, and you can have some contact for everybody trying to get out of there as fast as possible and get on with a quick bit of sector 2. So yeah, going to be interesting to watch the beginning of this race.
Yeah, sometimes you can get bottlenecked up in through that snail section. little bit. Some people lose their wings, but it isn't the most treacherous turn one, I'd say. It's medium difficulty. But as we see Goldfinch, he's about to line up onto his grid spot. We're about to get the start of this race. You can take it away.
Yeah, we're going to see how the guys on the front row get away. Goldfinch and Skill Shot. Of course, we know Diego and Lucas Serra can get a good start and maybe overtake one of them going down into turn 1 and 2. Who wants to take the outside line to get back to the inside line going through turn 3? That's always going to be an interesting strategy as well. Everybody looks like they're lining back up. And it looks like we're about to get underway. No glitches. We've got 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go. A little bit long on there on the red lights. Here, is anybody going? Did anybody stall?
It's about to start now.
No. There we go. 5 red lights, and away we do go. Sorry about that. A little bit of a late. Oh, it looks like Sifi had a great start in that AlphaTauri as we get the rundown into turn 1 now. Everybody looks like they've lined up. We've got a few going 3 or 4 wide there.
Sifi went very wide. Yeah, Sifi had a great start, but he went very wide.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was just trying to avoid contact with others, but Goldfinch and Skillshot with a great start. Lucas Serra had a great start, and then, yeah, Sifi had an excellent start, but then I'm not sure what happened and what he got called into. Maybe he just forgot to hit the brakes.
Yeah, it looks like he just went wide. He got into that grass. Got onto that. Oh my gosh! Forzan and Baker went straight on into the wall. Looks like somebody got tagged there. That's a bit unfortunate for them.
Complete wing.
Yeah, same with Baker probably.
Yeah, looks like I don't see a front wing on that one. That's going to be a really slow lap for them getting around. Like I said, Fike starting on the outside, trying to get around Sifi. Really couldn't make that stick on those hard tires. So, yeah, Fike's got the really weird strategy here. We're going to see if he's just going to back off, let his tires warm up, and try to stay within reach of everybody. It's saying he's got a one-stop strategy predicted medium to hards, but I think he's on the hards right now is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, he is still in 12th though. Last place of the runners who have a wing. But everything seems to settle itself down a little bit. So
yeah, they were all single file going down the last straight there into turn 14 and 15 as they are coming across the line. First lap was a 135.6. That's actually not bad. I've seen those up to 137, 138 when everybody gets away smoothly. Looks like Nicholas is in the pits. I'm assuming Baker and Forzan are going to do the same thing when they can finally get around. Yep, looks like both of them are sliding in there. That puts Fike up to 11th on those hard tires. Not a bad start.
11th actually, yeah. So that is very bad news for Nicholas, the current leader in the championship. He will be looking to make up some spots though. As other drivers make mistakes, he can make his way up the grid. But for now, he is in P12 on the soft compound tires. So he's going to do probably soft to mediums from here.
And we're going to keep an eye on the battle between Serra and Burn It Down. That seems to be the closest battle we have between 4, 5, and 6 at the moment. Leaders have kind of got trying to preserve some ERS. We've got a good battle going on now between Diego, Serra, Burn It Down, and Fried Potato, all within 1.5 seconds of each other.
And now DRS will be activated this lap. Goldfinch, that's the fastest lap of the race with a 34.0. That's pretty good. He's already starting to sail away off into the distance. Maybe my theory of Goldfinch maybe is he's running more of a time trial setup, but I could be wrong on that one because he's seen very quick in quali.
Well, that is possible. If he's running more of a time trial setup, I would think that he's going to wear his tires down a little bit quicker than everybody else, especially, you know, if you got a really stiff rear in there, especially somewhere around some of these turns, Sector 2 especially, the quick left and righters, they can definitely wear on the rear tires there, but he's doing really well. He's got about 1.5 seconds almost on skill shot. We're going to see what happens during the DRS here. It's going to be, you know, I'm really looking forward to all these guys in a straight line with almost half a second between them. Fenrique, I'm sorry. It looks like he was the closest one behind Fried Potato at the moment. That's the closest battle we do have. But again, we're going to see some really good DRS action coming down this back long straight.
Yeah, we got Diego. I think he might make a move on skill shots here. Skill shots doesn't get his mind on it. He activates the overtake. Both of them do. Diego will have the slipstream. It is very. You have to be within about 3/10, I think, on the straight if the driver ahead is using overtake. I don't think he'll make a move here, Diego, but we'll sit in. Everybody else will sit in. We got Alpamukt and Tapastor. Alpamukt now getting past Tapastor down into the hairpin. Pastor taking a nice wide line to try and get a better exit, but I don't think it will be enough to get alongside. Up and look, up into P8.
He did get a better exit there, but yeah, it just wasn't enough. Yeah, and like you were saying on the back straight, if you've got DRS and they don't, you need to be right at that 4/10, a little bit less in there to really make a move down there.
Diego. Diego's going around the outside of skill shots.
Yeah,
wait
great
for the
view of
camera
that
to
battle
pan.
in front. On board with Lucas Serra here. Diego did try to go around the outside there. That's turns 1, 2, and 3 are great spots for overtaking as well. Just because you get that switchback of outside to inside real quick. Looks like Nicholas just set the fastest lap with a 1:33.3. That's really early. I expect to see that time come down as these guys wear out some fuel and get these cars a little bit lighter.
Yeah, Nicholas still got to make up a lot of time here. Seems like everybody's relatively close on pace to each other, so he might be in for a lonely day.
Yeah, he might be. He had those boring races, but it looks like Fenrique here, maybe down the inside here, going into turn 12. Had a little bit of a lockup on the harder compound tires. Fried Potato putting up a really good fight, defending really well, being very courteous though at the same time. Saw that from Kimi Räikkönen today around Monza, but now he's got the DRS and Fried Potato doesn't. Did he engage that overtake button? He did not. Now, Fried Potato does have the DRS. I'm really sorry. But in that slipstream, Fried Potato put his car in the middle of the track, just like he should.
Here comes Diego on skill shots. Diego gets the position. Here comes Lucas Serra, too. He tries to make a move, but gets the door slammed shut on him. So, yep, skill shots is pitting this lap, so I think he's doing a two-stop.
Oh, looks like a lot of guys are pitting this lap.
Burn it down. Cephai?
Down right behind him, yeah.
They might be taking it to the end. We're not sure yet. I'll have to see what tires they put on. We'll go on board of skill shots real quick. See, goes into the AlphaTauri pit stall. He is putting on the medium compound tires. Same with Brendan Down. Cephai, what is he doing? See what Cephai is doing. Is he going to the end or is he going on the mediums to do the two-stop? I think Cephai is going on the mediums too. So everybody going on the mediums. So that means guarantee two stops for those guys. We'll see what Diego and Lucas Serra do to react. I think this puts Fenrique in a really good position in P4, only about 4 seconds off the lead. He could be a threat at the end of this race.
I think that gives Nicholas a little bit of a chance here. He came out in front of C5.
Absolutely.
So going to be on a two-stop too. If he can make up some more time here and maybe get up into the top 10 before his second pit stop to put those mediums on for a nice long run, he may be able to get some points out of this race.
Yeah, I think Fried Potato spun at one of those left-handers right before the end of Sector 2. I'm not sure what turn name that is, but he spun there, and he's lost a lot of time. He might have to get off those tires now, but here comes Lucas Serra, the Uruguayan driver, getting past Diego, and up into P2. So, will these guys pit? What will Goldfinch do? If I were Goldfinch, I'd probably staying out. Goldfinch is staying out.
I would stay out.
Lucas Serra pitting, Diego's pitting.
I think that's probably the best thing from Lucas Serra to do. Try to get that undercut. I think it was kind of the idea of skill shot and burn it down as well, mirroring each other. Coming into the pits, trying to get a little bit of undercut. He's putting on the hard tires, so I think they wanted to stay out that one lap to see what everybody else was doing, not putting on those hard tires. Definitely want to give it up to Spike, though, starting on the hard tires, up to 5th place. If he can put in some really good laps here, and then come into maybe the mediums or softs, depending on safety car situations, how the whole rest of the race progresses. He's got a great shot at finishing and getting double-digit points here in the top 5.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Fenrique has a very good chance too of getting some good points. I mean, the tire gap really isn't going to be big for him, and he can get maybe 5 or 6 more laps on these mediums. He'll have 6-lap old fresher hards. That can make a big difference, especially with those guys right on puncture territory who just pit. I believe it's around 23, 24 laps. You can take them.
Yeah, does Goldfinch try to stay out? And I don't know how much more he has on those soft tires. How much more he can do with them? Maybe he had a great qualifying lap, and his out lap and in lap are really good, and he really conserved him. He can push him one more lap, maybe. But like you said in the Tier 2 yesterday, you saw a lot of guys pit early and get off of them. I would think that has to be his strategy here. He might lose a little bit to the undercut. I'm not quite sure. But we do have Nicholas. He's only, less than a tenth behind CFI with those soft tires against the mediums, really fresh mediums. We're going to see how he does getting out of turn 12 here onto the back straight. Out of 13 as well, onto the back straight here. Going to open that DRS here in a couple meters. It looks like Alfunk just pissed Taskmaster. Goldfinch did come in this lap, so we're going to see what kind of tires he decides to put on.
Yep, I'm guessing it's going to be the hard tires for Goldfinch. Yes, it is. Fenrique cut the gap down to 2.5, so he had to pit.